What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to the first of 4 Football Manager 2018 Wonderkid videos. In this mini-series, we're going to be going through the best Wonderkids in Football Manager. Today we're going to start off with the goalkeepers, and over the next day or two, I'm going to be bringing you guys videos on defenders, midfielders and attackers to accompany this video. Of course, in the description there will be a download link to a shortlist file, which you can install and then load up. In Football Manager, you just go to the shortlist tab, load shortlist, and if it's in your shortlist folder, wherever that happens to be, you can then obviously load it up and have a look at this yourself. But yes, I thought I'd give you a rundown of some of the best young players. There are 38 goalkeepers here to be found, and yeah, should we start with some of the better and perhaps better known ones, I should say. They're all pretty good players, these ones. In terms of what I've constituted to be a Wonderkid, it is any player under the age of 23, so 22 and below, and players who can develop into very good players. I've done a number of simulations into the future. I've kind of worked out what some of the best players are, and yeah, we're going to go through some of these today. So anyway, the first player we have here, a player that I'm sure a lot of people just want me to show, Gianluigi Donnarumma, of course, AC Milan's first choice goalkeeper, Italy's goalkeeper as well, alongside Buffon. I mean, with Buffon retiring at the end of the season, this guy seems set to, I guess, inherit the throne in a lot of ways. Of course, was linked with moves away from AC Milan at the end of last season. He stayed, and he is by far and away the best young goalkeeper in the game in terms of current ability and potential. But he's not the only one, of course, not going to be the most affordable. So, another player we have, Onana of Ajax, a very good goalkeeper as well, Cameroonian, available for fairly cheap at the start of a game, not as cheap as some of the other options, but in terms of a player who has very good current ability, he might be your man, a very well-rounded goalkeeper, 21 years old. And yeah, a good player indeed. As you can see, there's a few fairly cheap players here. Lafont is a player that I've actually seen get picked up on free transfers at the end of his contract from Toulouse, but a very good goalkeeper indeed. Only 18 years old. You can see here, looks absolutely insane. And I've seen him, yeah, go on to become a big French international. A player who might be familiar to some of you who have been in my shortlist before. Scuffert, he's back. He's not left in the last few years. And, well, the Italian returns once more, perhaps in the shadow of Donnarumma. But again, another very good goalkeeper. Anyway, a lot of these goalkeepers you may recognise. Predrag Rajkovic, available for about £5 to £6 million at the start of any save. A very good player indeed. In fact, we can check it out here. I am manager of Watford. Let's see how much they want, but I already have a rough idea that it's about £6 million that they want, as you can see here. Bargain player. He's only 21, has really good potential, the Serbian international. Probably one of the best in terms of value for money, and obviously you can see here, just looking at him, he's got very good current ability. He's a very good goalkeeper indeed. Anyway, if we just scroll a little bit further down this list, you can see there's plenty of players for you to check out yourself, but a few that I'll bring your attention to. Cardinale is an interesting player. He's only 16. You can pick him up if you're one of the bigger clubs on an approach to sign where you only have to pay him £500,000. Some of you will, in the not-so-distant future, see that in a Liverpool episode that is coming up later today, actually, following this video. So keep an eye out for that. Liverpool FC Let's Play. Yeah, it's going to be up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. If you're watching the day this goes up, if you're not, if you're watching in the distant future, go check it out anyway. It's going to be a really good series. Anyway, a few other players. Will Mannion, can't get this guy for super cheap, but a player with very good potential, a good young English goalkeeper. You can see here, a very good goalkeeper to start things off at Hull, but they will be very hesitant to let him go. But if we scroll down here, you can see some really cheap players available. You've got Nicholas Hansen here, who is an American player. As I said, all these players have good potential abilities. Whether or not they are going to consistently live up to that potential, I think a lot of that comes down to how much opportunities you give them in first teams and how they develop, you know, within your young side. So you can see here we've got all kinds of youngsters. Svilar here, a Belgium international. In fact, he's not an international, I've lied, but a future international, I'm sure. He looks like a very good goalkeeper. Let's see how much you can get him for. I don't actually know. Okay, he's, again, one of the really unrealistic ones. I will say with this list, you know, it's very hit and miss. There are some players that you can just kind of approach to sign and get, and there are some that you can get for absolute peanuts. There are others where you can see teams want a lot of money. So this guy, Sherbert, for example, from Dresden, 19 years old, looks like a pretty good goalkeeper. Not outstanding current ability, but he has the potential to improve. And, you know, with a little bit of development, these players are going to increase in value exponentially, some of these. Ivan Villa here, a youth player, only 19, plays for Celta Vigo. An approach to sign player. You can pay £14,000 for him. Compensation of £3.3 million. But, I mean, looking at this guy, 17 determination, some really good stats elsewhere. I should point out that with some of these younger players, they may have different stats in your game. With younger players in Football Manager in the database, some of them will only have their current ability and potential ability set. And some of these values will be set to 0, which means that they get randomized from save to save. So if you ever look at any of the players in my videos and then look in your own and they look different, that's a little bit of a reason why, if you didn't know. But yeah, this guy looks great. £3.3 million, probably a fairly fair price. His physicals aren't ideal, but I can't think of many goalkeepers where stamina and strength are that important. Of course, his agility perhaps cause for concern, but aerial reach, handling and kicking is very good indeed. A player who, actually, I might pick up in a few of my saves going forward. He seems like a very, very good, exciting young player. But anyway, hopefully you guys do find this shortlist useful. As I mentioned, there will be a link down in the description to download this. The Steam Workshop is not up yet at the time of recording this in the Football Manager beta. I do believe that there is going to be the Steam Workshop, as there always is, going up when the full game releases in about 2 weeks' time. I will probably upload the shortlists from this series to that, so keep an eye in the description. It may well get updated within a few weeks of being up if you're watching in the future. And yeah, check out the description as well for a list or a link to a playlist with all the other Wonderkids Shortlist videos. As I said, next episode we'll be covering defenders, then we're going to get onto the nitty-gritty with both midfielders and attackers. In total in this series we're going to be featuring, I think it's over 160 players, so there is a lot of young players to go through, of course. Not going to show you them all, but really just some great young players to hopefully kickstart your Football Manager 2018 saves. So anyway, that is all from me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like on the video if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Check out the link in the description, as I already mentioned, to the playlist. And yeah, other than that, I will see you guys on the next one to cover defenders. It is me, Jack, and I'm out. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.